The open media category recognizes exceptional journalism, primarily in text form, produced by any media outlet based in Canada. There are 5 finalists in this category. The first finalist is Trina Roach, for History Decolonized, published as part of APTN Investigates. Roach pulled back the lens and her keyboard as the statue of Edward Cornwallis was being taken down in Halifax, to place that decision into a broader discussion on how to recognize and adequately commemorate more than just the history written by settlers.
Mi'kmaq activist Rebecca Moore grew up here.
Everything that I see reflected in myself in this city is it's very rooted in like the ground, in like the land itself. It's nothing in this like concrete jungle. I don't see myself reflected in it.
Moore traces her ancestry back 7 generations to Mi'kmaq leader Jean-Baptiste Cope, who signed the Peace and Friendship Treaty in 1752.
Where's his commemoration? He was an honorable person.
The second set of finalists is CBC News' Jack Marcoux and Katie Nicholson with their entry, Deadly Force. The pair spent time compiling a database of the 461 people who've died as a result of their interaction with police. The results showed the rate of death by police encounter has increased from 2000 to 2017. That 70% of victims have had mental health and or substance abuse problems, and that 71.4% were felled by a gunshot fired by an officer. Keeping a human face on the work, the project included profiles of whatever information was available on each of the 461 fatalities. Our third finalists are the Post-Media team in Saskatchewan, whose Lines of Fire project was published in the Saskatoon Star Phoenix and Regina Leader Post. In a province dealing with the verdict of the death of Colton Boushie, this team focused its spotlights on Saskatchewan's gun culture, offering the chance to question how it needs to evolve. The fourth finalists are the Canadian Press's Laura Kane and Alexandra Sagan, with the entry Contagion. With the support of the R. James Travers Foreign Corresponding Fellowship, this duo traveled to India, a likely ground zero in the fight against antibiotic resistance, along with South Africa. They tied what they found and the stories from these nations to heartbreaking cases here in Canada, where people died, or were left irrevocably altered after being infected with antibiotic-resistant strains of bacteria. They also showed how we are fueling the demands for antibiotics that contribute to the problem, and closed the series highlighting an age-old treatment that offers an alternative. The final finalist's entry, The Price of Oil, included elements of the work published and broadcast by the Toronto Star, Global News, National Observer, Star Metro Calgary, and the Concordia Institute for Investigative Journalism. This partnership, which has been looking at oil and gas-related stories for several years, continued to make and break new stories showing inadequate monitoring, planning, and protections for people living and working near these industries in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and southwestern Ontario. For example, one piece returned to Sarnia, Ontario, to show how government promises on toxic emissions from industries in that city have yet to be acted on.